Hey guys, in this video we're going to draw a poodle puppy. Here's a quick preview of how our poodle puppies turned out at the very end. I hope you're really excited and you're going to follow along with me. For this lesson, you need a pencil and an eraser. To start the lesson, we're drawing the basic shapes and also guidelines to help us when we're using our black marker to get the lines just the way we want it. Then we're using our colored markers to color at the very end, but you can use whatever you have, like colored pencils or even oil pastels. Because we're using our pencil at the very beginning, this lesson is a little more advanced, but it's still a lot of fun and perfect for artists of all ages because we take it one step at a time. Let's first draw a circle for our poodle's head. We're going to draw it in the middle of our paper, but towards the top so that we have room for our poodle's body down here. We're using our pencil first to draw the main shapes and get the guidelines just the way we want it before we switch to our marker. Now let's draw the body for our poodle. I'm going to draw the shoulders coming out and then in, and we could do the same thing on the other side to match, and then we'll connect at the bottom. Let's also give our poodle some big hair. So we're going to draw an oval shape on top of the circle. And don't worry about making these lines look perfect. It's okay if they're messy and you go over them a couple times. Just erase any of the lines you don't want to keep. And you can take extra time by pausing the video and really work on these and get them just how you want it before you move on to the next step. Then let's draw the ears coming out of the side. And we'll match the same curve coming out over here too, and then come back into the head. And also, let's give our poodle some cheeks. So I'm going to draw a little, about halfway on the circle. We're going to draw them coming out and then curving back in. Curve out the same and then curve back in. There's all of the shapes for our poodle. I know it looks kind of funny, but we're going to switch to our marker and add the details to make it look more like a puppy. Let's start with the face, and we're going to draw an oval in the middle of that first circle. Then we can color in that oval. And let's draw the mouth next. We're going to draw a curve coming out to the left and then going out to the right. And then let's draw the eyes next. We'll draw a circle this size to match on both sides. And then we can also draw the highlight or the reflection in the eyes to make them look shiny. So we have the two smaller circles in the top of each eye, and then we can color in the big circle and leave that little circle white. All right, there's our little puppy's head. Now let's draw the hair, and we're going to draw it curly, so we're going to draw a lot of bumps. Let's start with a bump in the middle, and I'm going to use the guideline to get the oval shape, but we're going to go outside with the bumps. So we'll add another one. We'll start on the guideline and then go out and come back in and end on the guideline. We could do the same to create the curly hair symmetrical on both sides. And then I'm going to keep going until we get all the way around down here. And maybe we'll stop there. And we'll use a gray marker to add the curls coming down into the forehead. Let's come back over here and we'll draw the shape of the head coming down to the little cheeks. And then we'll draw the curve coming out for the cheeks. And then instead of connecting to the other side, we'll stop there. And then let's do the same thing. We're giving our poodle some really big cheeks. Now we can draw the ears. Let's do the same thing and add little bumps or curly lines for the ears going around and matching that pencil guideline. And then let's do the same thing on this side. Now it's really starting to look like a poodle. Let's add two more little bumps on the shoulders. And then we can draw the legs. Let's draw them coming down, and then we'll stop before we get to the very bottom. And then let's draw the inside of the legs. And then we'll draw the paws. Let's curve around, and then we'll come in and connect to the inside. We'll curve around to match. There. Now let's also add two toe lines on each paw and also the belly line. Now we're ready to draw the back legs. Let's start up here. We'll draw that curve coming out and then connecting or getting close to connecting down here. And we'll line it up with the other side. We'll curve out and then come back in. Then we'll draw another bump for the paw on each side and then toe lines. If I ever go too fast, remember you can pause the video for extra time. You can also pause the video if you want to draw extra details on your poodle. Maybe you want to add a bow or even a background. Oh, and we're missing one thing, the tail. Let's draw it really fluffy. We're gonna draw a bump coming out, 2 more bumps, and then we'll draw them coming back in to the leg. And there we go, we finished drawing our poodle puppy, except we still need to color it. I'm gonna color mine white, so we'll just add some shading to make it look more 3D. But before we do that, let's switch to our eraser and erase all of the guidelines that you can still see. We finished coloring our poodle and it looks so much better all colored in. I hope you'll take time to color your drawings too. You could even color your poodle pink if you want. I actually colored the whole thing solid with a really light warm gray, and then I used a darker warm gray for the shading underneath the curls and also the chin, and then also a light gray for the shadow on the ground. Don't forget to add pink cheeks, and you can add even more details, especially a background. And I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me and drawing a poodle puppy, and we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.